So hey everyone, welcome to the Denver real estate market. We are in February. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Deepo Phillips, Denver real estate agent. I help buyers and sellers navigate through the Denver metro real estate market. And today we're going to dive into the February 2026 market report with some really interesting data that might surprise you. So now I know you're thinking when you see the headlines about historic lows in the market, but before you panic or get too excited, we need to fully get the picture. Because what's happening beneath the surface actually sent us from one of the most active spring markets we've seen in a while. So if you stick around, because by the end of this video, you will understand exactly what's happening in our market, what it means for you, and what to expect in the coming months. So let's start with the numbers and grabbing the headlines. So closed sales in January 2026 hit a historic low. We haven't seen it in a long time. So closed homes were 2,264. And you probably read the headlines and you're stopping there, but you might think, oh no, the market's crashing. But here's what you need to understand about real estate data. So closed sales are what we call the lagging indicator. These are homes that went under contract back in December and right in the middle of the holiday seasons when everyone's focused on family, travel, and frankly not shopping for houses. So think about it. Most people in December are buying Christmas gifts, not making the biggest purchase of their lives. So makes sense we're seeing fewer closings that are happening in January. But here what gets very interesting. This is where we separate the headlines from reality. So while closed sales were down, let me show you what actually happened in the market in January. So new listings in January increased 76.5% month over month. So people were done with the holidays and they were coming out and what works like, all right, I need to sell my home because the holidays are over. I don't want to put my home on the market. Sellers were taking the home off the market and now they're putting the home on the market because they need to sell their home. And this is the reason why you see the surge 76.5% because people are like, all right, I need to sell my home. And this is not a typo. This is what's actually happening in the market. So pending sales increased 47.9% over month. So what this means is that buyers were just not window shopping. They were actually making offers, getting homes under contract. And these were what we call leading indicators. They tell us what's going on in the market and not where it has been. So let me break down the numbers of these properties so you can understand or paint the picture of what's going on. So detached single-family homes, new listings, which came on the market with 3,942. Pending sales was 2,528. So that's a 40.9 increase from pending sales from December. At attached homes, so you have the condos and townhomes, new listings were 1,017. Pending sales was 711, and that's 68.9% pending sales. So think about that stuff. So we were in the holidays in December. People were taking homes off the market. Now the holidays are all over, and now people are putting homes on the market because they need to sell, and they need to upgrade to another home or move out of state. So everyone's looking at January closed sales, thinking that the market is slow. Smart buyers, sellers are seeing something completely different, and they're seeing the market is accelerating. So now, for active homes from January going to February, was up 9.5%, so 8,911. And we're seeing active listing that's almost 10% from December, and buyers have more options to choose from, which is good because good for buyers, bad for sellers. So this is setting like this is going to be a crazy spring market for buyers and sellers. So now let's talk about about prices. Like what's going on in the market. So the median home price is about $575,000. The average closed price is $676,982. So month over month, just down 1.9%. So this is a basically flat. We're talking about a very minor seasonal adjustment here, but let's dig into the two segments because they're telling different stories. So you have detached single family homes. So the median home price for detached single family homes was $637,000, down 2.3% from December. And this is because of the holidays. You have attached homes, condos and townhomes. The median price was $425,000, actually up just 0.4% from December, though still down 5.8% year over year. So here's what's going on. So the market is finding its footing. We're not seeing wild prices swinging from either direction. Instead, we're seeing prices stabilize at levels where buyers and sellers can feel comfortable. And speaking of comfortable, the overall closed list price ratio is 98.7%. Not 100%, but 98%. So what this means is that homes are selling about 1.3% below the asking price. Reason why? Because homes are sitting on the market a lot longer. There's things that buyers are finding in the home. And another reason too, because there's so much inventory, buyers like, all right, if you're not going to budge, I'm going to go to home next door. And sellers like, no, pause, let's work. And they're reducing their price to work with the buyer. Or they're finally realizing the home is too much money. The price is too high and they're not getting their offers. And buyers, they said this is huge. We come a long way for pandemic era where homes were selling 5 to 10% over asking with multiple offers. And now you can actually have some negotiating power, especially on the homes that have been sitting on the market a bit longer. So when you find a home on the market, so this is what's happening. So the medium days on the market are 38 days. So detached homes are 40 days. Attached homes are 34 days. So homes are not flying off the shelf like they did during the pandemic, but they are not sitting forever in a more measured, rational market. So let's talk about what's happening in the market with inventory, because inventory in the Denver market is about 6.3 months of inventory currently. And why does this matter? In real estate, this is what happens. So if you have less than 5 months, it's a seller market. Between 5 and 7 months, it's a balanced market. And more than 7 months is a buyer's market. So right now, we are more of a balanced market because, yes, homes are selling and buyers are buying homes, but everything is just in the middle. Like homes are not flying off the shelf. Yes, inventory is increasing. So buyers do have more of an opportunity for them to buy homes, and sellers need to price accordingly in day one, because if they don't, the home is going to expire from the market. So as I said, this is a healthy market. For years we had 2 or 3 months of inventory or less, which meant sellers have all the power. For example, the pandemic. So now the market is more normalized. Both buyers and sellers can negotiate from a position from strength. So break it down by property type. So I'm going to split it. So we have 6,684 active listings right now for detached homes. So buyers have options. Sellers can't speak English. Sellers still have motivated buyers, but it's not completely cutthroat. So attached homes, the condos and the townhomes, 2,227 active listings. It's moving faster, 34 days on market versus 40 days for detached. So price point is very key. You have to price it on day one. So price to attract the first-time home buyers, investors. So you need a good entry point for the Denver's market. So pricing is key. So if you're a buyer watching this, here are what you need to know. You have options. There's about 9,000 active listings and more coming every single day. You're not stuck choosing between 2 overpriced homes anymore. You actually be selective. So buyers, as I said, you have the best option right now to buy a home in this market, because there's so much inventory going home, so much inventory on the market, and that, yes, rates are about 6.25, 6.3%, but you have the power. But I want to let you know, when rates do go down, sellers going to have the power, and there's going to be a lot of over asking, and inventory is going to decrease. But you do have the power right now. So you have, I'm going to repeat, the power. So that's 98.7% close to list ratio means you can make reasonable offers below asking price. So if the home has been on the market for 45, 60 plus days, you have more room to negotiate. But don't wait too long, as I said. The flip side, with pending sales are up nearly 48%, Other buyers are, making moves. The homes are priced right in good conditions and still getting multiple offers within a week or two. So if the seller prices the home, let's say, a little bit below what the market is, expect multiple offers on a home and that on a property that you might put an offer on. And spring market is around the corner. You're probably watching this video probably the second week of February, but there's a 76% surge in new listings. The momentum is building. February and March are typically our busiest months. So if you want to buy before competition, now is the time and get pre-approved and start looking. So please, buyers, I'm going to repeat myself. Don't wait till the summer. Please don't wait till the summer. If you wait till the summer, you might shoot yourself in the foot. Right now, which we're still in the winter months, and spring is March 20th, March 21st, that's when the market's going to heat up. So if you want like the best deal on homes, you need to go right now. And also say, get pre-approved now so you know what you qualify and you can do this. Do this, find a home that works in your favor. So now I'm going to talk to the sellers. I'm going to talk to the sellers right now because this is very, very key. With so much active listings that's on the market, this is very key, so hear me out. So you need to price the home right on day one. So what's happening in the Denver metro market? There's about 6.8 months of inventory. Buyers have choices. Overpricing to test the market will backfire you. You'll sit in a market. Your home will go stale and will go expired, and you'll be very frustrated that you didn't sell a home. So I'm going to repeat this again. Make sure you price your home right on day one. Day one. I'm going to repeat myself again. Day one. Don't overprice. And presentation matters most ever. So please make sure, please, for the love of God, make sure you have professional photos, staging, minor repairs. These aren't optional anymore. Don't hire an agent who is going to use their iPhone to take pictures. It's very, very key. Like if you want your home to move very fast in this market when inventory is very high, please make sure you have professional photos. I'm begging you. Please make sure. Because the spring market is not too far, about 45-ish, maybe days or whatever. Not 45, maybe about 30 to 40 days, spring market will be here. So if you've been thinking about listing, when the market picks up, you don't want to do that. You want to list right now because what's happening that every other seller is going to put the home on the market during the spring and buyers have more choice to pick. So if you need to get to Florida, let's say April, let's put your home on the market now because by the time you put it under contract, whatever, your home could close and you'll be in Florida by April. So make sure that you are pricing the home right now because more homes are going to hit the market and more homes in the market every single day. Okay? But as I said, buyer does have negotiation power, sellers. But there's 28 detached homes went pending last month alone. So there are motivated buyers out there, but the key is position your home correctly. So pro tip. So list in late February or early March before spring flood hits. You want to capture the buyers who've been searching all winter and are ready to pull the trigger right now. Before they have 500 new listings to choose from April. So make sure that you need to put the home right now on the market and just don't wait. So what do I think is going to happen in the next few months? So here's my bold spring predictions for 2026. So based on these leading indicators, I'm predicting increase of activity through the spring. I feel like the spring market is going to be very, very crazy. We're going to see a bunch of new listings, a bunch of pending. Sales will continue. Expect March or April to be very, very, very crazy. So if you need to sell your home, let's put it on the market in February. So when March, April comes, you can find a right buy. But just don't wait till like April, May to put your home on the market because you're going to be a very, very frustrated seller. And price accordingly. As I said, I don't see many like price drops or major spikes. We'll likely see appreciation about 2 to 4% for the year, which season fluctuates. As I said, it's going to be a balanced market. Depending on the economy, we'll see what's going to happen with the rates. The rates are about, as I said, low sixes. It's all dependent about the rates. So, just to let you know. But look, after years of absolute wild market, what we're seeing now is, dare I say, a normal. And normal is good. It means you can make informed decisions without feeling pressure or price out. So whether you're buying or selling, the key is working with someone who understands these numbers and can educate you about the home buying process. So that's it, folks. This is the Denver Metro Market update. If you want my PDF file for you to read for Denver Market, I'd be glad to share this report with you so you can understand what's happening in the Denver real estate market. And if you think about buying, selling in Denver, moving to Denver, relocating to Denver, have any questions, just drop a comment below this video and reach out directly. And I'd love to help you buy or sell a home in this market. So if you know anyone that's going to benefit this video, please send this video. And thanks for watching the Denver real estate market update in February. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.